Hey, brothers and sisters, thanks for joining. I came across this story from skynews.com, Australia, about protests in Britain. This is really all about anti-immigration protests that are starting to break out across England, and I think I've seen some in Northern Ireland as well, maybe in the Republic of Ireland. People are just starting to get fed up with all the mass migration. So this is about a 5-minute clip. Let's go ahead and watch it, and let's see what this is all about. And I'm going to comment. Hopefully this works, and I don't get some kind of copyright violation on it, because it is a news site, and so I'm just going to comment on this basically news story. So here we go. It's nice to see all of the British flags. The British have never been as patriotic as Americans. Anytime anyone comes over from the UK, from the family, they always comment on how they think it's great. I live in Texas, and they see all of these flags everywhere because it's just not common to see that in the UK. And shoot, in the UK, I just saw a story a couple weeks ago. Children are being sent home from school for wearing the flag on kind of even on like kind of culture days. It's crazy that you would be unable to fly your flag. And one nice thing is these are all UK flags. You wouldn't see this probably at most protests in America because they're all flying Palestinian or gay flags or whatever. I really prefer just seeing the flag of the country you're in for the most part, so this is kind of nice. Several protests have popped up over the United Kingdom. British citizens fight back against the country's growing immigration crisis. Yep. I'm not for the wearing of the balaclavas. If you want to protest, go protest, but you should have your face right out there. Now, in the UK, that's kind of dangerous because the police will probably arrest you because free speech really isn't a thing in the UK. It's just harder to catch you out on the street, I think, than it is on Facebook. They're really good at catching you on Facebook or Twitter or X or whatever they call it now. But in general, I'm not for wearing a mask at these protests for either side. So those guys should take those masks off. Now they're all in the street, but it does look like the police have the street blocked off. But they do actually look like they're peaceful. I haven't. Most of these seem peaceful. I'm sure there's a few knuckleheads out there, but this seems to be peaceful, and they don't seem to be blocking traffic. So they probably got a permit, so the police could come in ahead of time and block traffic. If you're blocking traffic and impeding other people, I do not believe you are peacefully protesting. Roads are for for cars. My mom taught me that when I was a kid. Look both ways when you're crossing the street, or you might just get run over. So I put the onus on the person to stay out of the street, not the car. If you get run over and you're in the street, then I think it's probably your fault. If I'm being confronted by protesters and they're attacking my car, I would be in fear for my life. And so I would do exactly what they do in Florida. The governor said it's okay to run people over if you feel your safety is threatened by crowds blocking the street and stopping your vehicle and attacking your vehicle. 100% agree. I hope I never run into that situation because I try to stay away from that kind of nonsense. But if I did, I'd rather run them them over and deal with the authorities later. And you notice protests in Florida, nobody blocks the street anymore after that. Imagine that. So this all looks good. They're all peaceful. It's all good. I'm all for peaceful protest. If you're peaceful, that means you're not throwing things at people or you're not peaceful. So if you're destroying property, if you're burning up Teslas, that's not peaceful. That's not protest. I call that riots. If you're looting stores, that's not a protest. If you're attacking cars, that's not a peaceful protest. I call that a riot. And if anyone breaks the law, I don't care if they're conservatives, Democrats, I don't care. If they're breaking the law, if they're destroying property, if they're assaulting people, they should be arrested. And then they should face whatever the law says. Probably a fine, most likely. For assault, it might be worse. But they should get whatever the law says they should get. This looks like a nice day out. Send them home. Protests were held outside of hotels used to house asylum seekers who entered the UK with the demonstrations leading to 15 arrests. Yeah, so good. If you broke the law at a protest, the police should arrest you and prosecute you with whatever the law says. If they broke the law, and then let them deal, let a judge, let the courts deal with it. Completely okay with that. So good. Protests in Manchester saw a clash between counter-protesters, and two groups briefly scuffled before police arrived. An anti-immigration protester called for asylum seekers to be sent back and to stop housing them in hotels while homeless citizens live on the streets. Yeah, I actually really agree with that. I think the new statistic was somewhere on the order of 800,000 more people in England and Wales than last year. And 80-90% of those were immigrants. And most, I think, are illegal immigrants. That's just not right. We're spending all these resources taking care of the migrants. Take care of your own citizens first. Take care of your homeless veterans. Take care of all your regular folks that are out living rough. That's where you should spend the money first. All these other people have figured out that if I just say I need asylum, then the courts will look at that. It might take years to get me out of the country, and while I'm here, I'll get benefits. No, stop them from coming in, because you can't take them all. You just can't. And I know labor likes to have all the migrants in because that means that's good. They're just like the Democrats in America. The migrants will mostly vote for labor. So I get it, why they do it, but you're destroying your country. And I'm actually a British citizen, so I'm allowed to talk about this, I think, though the government might disagree. This video will probably get banned in the UK. If you're in the UK and you see this, hey, put it in the chat, because I always wonder if they ban my videos. Though, to be fair, nobody watches them anyway. Send them back. Don't let them in. Just stop them coming in. We've got hotels full of immigrants. We've got our own homeless people in the streets for begging for food. Yeah, that's right. Counter-protester who appeared at the demonstration accused anti-immigration protesters of targeting certain people. Yeah, so I'm fully okay with the counter-protesting, but guys, take those masks off. If you should be proud of whatever your opinion on the matter is. And it says fascism. Anytime I see fascism, that just means you don't have a cogent argument and you're a moron. And my brain kind of immediately switches to that mode. So it's really no point in talking to you because you're a moron. This isn't fascism. This is, you need to take care of your people first. And targeting certain people? No. I saw just last week Trump the Trump administration arrested something like 50 people from Ireland, and I'm Irish, and sent them back because they were here illegally. Yes, send them back. I'm sure they were as white as me. My position is, if you are in a country and you did not enter legally, and you do not have legal status, and I know Democrats like to quibble about civil matters and criminal and rules, but if you are not here with proper documentation of legal status, you're here illegally, and we should deport you, period. I don't care where you're from. If you're from Ireland, kick you out. If you're from Scotland, kick you out. If you want to come to America, great. Come legally. Same thing for the UK. If I entered the UK illegally, I would expect to be kicked out. Now, luckily, I've got a British passport, so that is likely not to happen. They'll probably just throw me in jail for the stuff I say on YouTube and Facebook. But yeah, it has nothing to do with your race. They just always say, "Oh, it's about racism," or "Oh, it's because you're a transphobe," or "Oh, it's for you hate queer people." No, I don't want you in the country because you're here illegally. It's that simple. I don't want to see people full of hate on the streets of Manchester. Do they want them all to go back? Is it just people with brown skin? Judy Counterprocessor. I don't think I don't think it is hate. I think that they see, that your lifestyle is going down with all these. When you add 700,000 odd new people to a country, the infrastructure can't handle it. Roads can't handle it. Hospitals can't handle it. How long? I bet it takes longer to get a doctor now because there's not more doctors, or not very many of them, not enough. Housing. Can people afford houses with all these immigrants? Where are they living? Yeah, a lot of them are in hotels. Well, so does that mean, British people can't find a hotel because there's only a certain number of hotels? So that's the problem with mass migration. No country can take everyone. And I get it. These people come from bad places. That's why they want to go to the UK. That's why they want to come to America. But we can't take them all. It's that easy. According to the Metropolitan Police, 9 people were arrested, 7 people allegedly breaching Public Order Act conditions. Yeah, if you're assaulting police, if you're assaulting other protesters on either side, you should be arrested and prosecuted. Fully agree. So good. Now, I'm hoping the police are doing equal justice. I hope they're not following two-tier Keir's rules or that group at Quango that said, hey, you know what? You got to take somebody's skin color and their background and all that into account before you sentence them. So basically that means, white people, especially males, will get harsher sentences for doing the same thing. No, that sentencing council guidelines were nonsense. I'm glad those got shot down because the law does need to be colorblind. We shouldn't care. You broke the law. You should pay the same price no matter what side you're on. And if that's not happening, then the government needs to fix that. And it's happened in the U.S. During the Jim Crow era, if you were down in the South, which, by the way, was everyone always tries to pretend like they don't remember. These were all Democratic states. The solid South was all blue, very blue Democrats. And for the same crime, if a white person did it, they might look the other way. But if a black person did it, they'd throw the book at him. What happened? It was actually white people in the federal government that came in, and the FBI and the Department of Justice put a stop to all that. And they prosecuted all of those police and court systems and such for doing unequal justice. And that was the right thing. But people seem to forget those were Democrats getting prosecuted. And those were white people that were the lawyers and the FBI and all of that helping. So yeah, we need equal justice. Send them home. Fully agree, buddy. Twillion? Those police don't look happy. Okay, now there's a little bit of disorder here. Here, of course, there's pushing and shoving, and the people pushing and shoving are in masks. Now, I don't see any flags, so I can't tell which side they're on. So I don't know if these are anti-immigration protesters or counter-protesters, and I can't read their blue sign there. I actually don't care. If you are pushing police away, there's a good chance we should be arresting you. And if you're wearing a mask, look who's pushing. It's the guys in the masks. I would just immediately pull those masks off and arrest those guys after they pushed. If I got pushed and I was a cop, I'd pick that guy out of the crowd and you're under arrest, sir. And sir, I need you to take that mask off, or I would physically take it off. The police do look a little outnumbered here, but but it's a thing. They also need to get in shape. These police all look fat to me. So that might be part of the problem. They might be scared of the protesters. These guys don't look like they were really prepared for this. Whichever side these guys are on, they should be arrested for pushing the police, period. You arrest a few of these and actually really throw them in jail or give them some fines, this nonsense would all stop. The reason this continues is because you let them push you. Yeah, so these guys look a little more fit in general and a little bit more prepared. All right, let's see the blue sign. Let's see it. State no borders. Refugees are welcome. See, that's the thing. That's what they always say. Okay, so that's the same blue sign. So and I see all the masks. So the pushers. Oh, imagine that. They were the pro-immigration, lunatics. But these people are not all refugees. I actually believe most of them are coming because they want jobs and a better life. But with that, not all, but a lot of criminals come too. And then there's just too many people. And then, yeah, a few of them really are refugees, but there's just too many. So it's overwhelming the systems. But yeah, all right. So the guys pushing were counter protesters. I believe that looks like the same blue sign to me. Here we go. Let me read some of these signs. Welcome refugees. Stop the far right. Smash fascism and racism. These guys are organized. They have nice all printed signs. Somebody paid for these signs. Oh, yep. Here's a Palestinian flag, of course. These guys would probably never fly a British flag. These guys look a little older. These don't look like agitators. You notice nobody in this crowd is wearing a mask. So these are probably truly peaceful protesters. The guys wearing masks, they're just going out looking for trouble. They're a bunch of yobs, they're a bunch of Neds in their tracksuits looking to cause trouble. But yeah, this is just regular members of the public. They're not causing any trouble. Yeah, these police look a little more serious. These guys look like they go on runs and stuff still. Yeah, that guy there, take off your white balaclava. I don't like it. I don't care that you're flying. I like you're flying a British flag. I like that you're flying, an English flag over here. So the Union flag, the British, the English flag. But dude, take that mask off. As soon as I see somebody in a mask, I think you're a Ned. Group Britain First organized the protest in Manchester that saw roughly 1,500 people waving English and Union Jack flags. Yeah. I'm, again, completely love the flags, but dude, get that mask off. Dude, get that mask off. Like I said, I don't care which side you're on. You're in a mask, you're a Ned. The group reportedly marched from Manchester Piccadilly Station to outside the Central Library before the rally was held. These pictures look peaceful, though, so that's good. As long as you're peaceful, go ahead. I got no problem with it. Oh, it's the little bit bigger one here. A lot of flags here. Again, they're in the street, but I'm assuming that they've got a permit, and so the streets are blocked. I'm not seeing blocking traffic, so this is okay. This looks like some pushing is going on. Again, people in masks. Notice whenever you see people in masks, there's always pushing and assaults going on. Outside the Newbridge Hotel in Newcastle, protesters and counter-protesters clashed with 4 people arrested. Oh, that That guy looks like an immigrant to me with that beard. I could be wrong, but I'm just guessing. So these are probably. Oh yeah, these guys have keffiyehs on. Yeah. So for sure, these are the anti. These are the anti-immigration protesters. So this is the counter protesters with the keffiyehs. If I said that wrong, let me know. Or if you think I got that wrong, let me know. But notice they're in masks, and they're the ones doing the pushing. So don't let the media fool you and say all these people were arrested and they assaulted police, because they'll always imply that it was the anti-immigration protesters that got arrested and did the assaults. We don't know. Okay, so it could have been on either side, but what they tend to do is imply that they were all on the immigration side, because the media is on the side of the counter protesters, and that's just what they do. And I'm not saying there aren't any Neds in the English side. I saw some of them wear masks too. I'm sorry, not the English side, but in the anti-immigration side, there are some Neds over there too, and they should be arrested on both sides. But like I said, it's not one-sided. It's all both sides have bad actors. Yeah, the right to lawfully protest is a key part of any democracy which the police uphold. Yes, so I'm glad to see that statement. I'm glad to see that Northumbria is doing that. I've seen so many times when the police seem to allow the basically the pro-immigration protests to go on, but then stop the anti-immigration because they say it's racism. No, it's not racism. We just don't want people in our country who are here illegally. It's that simple. However, we will not accept people using them as a means to commit crime or disorder. Yes, if you loot, if you assault people, if you criminally trespass somewhere that you can't be during the protest, if you attack Teslas and burn them, if you throw rocks at police, this sort of behavior, we should arrest everybody. Okay, so that's the end of it. Oh, a little more. Send them home. All right. Yeah, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for playing that clip. We'll see. But yeah, so Britain is starting to wake up. The mass migration has been too much. And I get it. They're pulling on liberal heartstrings by saying, hey, we're refugees from Palestine, or we're refugees from Africa, and where we live is a horrible place. And I get that for some of them that is true, but a lot of them are just gaming the system by saying that. But even for the ones that say it's true, you can't take everyone. Sorry. Can't do it. Thanks, everyone. If you like this, subscribe. Hit the bell. You know what to do. If you didn't like it, don't watch me. Nobody does anyway. As Cartman said, this shouldn't probably be watched by anyone. Thanks, everyone. Bye.